internet and the rest of the watchers and world that will be on out there. This is the Unnamed Adventurers Guild, and we have our mighty, stalwart adventurers that were traveling to the north to secure this mission, and they've reached the Illumina's outpost as we last left them. However, we've had some strange events that have gone on with things there, and with that, we had Ajax, who pulled out a book and was reading it as they were heading out away from the outpost, heading north. And they got about 5 miles out. And as he was constantly reading, he read this one, and then all of a sudden, you saw this black smoke with a blue flash and a little bit of eerie green aura encompass him, and then flash, he's gone. He's out of there, and about where he was standing, you notice that there is a rather larger creature laying on the ground where he was. Now, this creature seems to have a very shapely figure to it, and along with that, you see this other creature that is laying down on the ground next to him, to the other creature, and what it is I'll let David go ahead and kind of RP his character on into this, and then we'll have Robert do his from that perspective. But this is what you guys in the caravan will have seen. Your perception that you're paying attention and like that, and most of you are used to Ajax reading and like that, and then next thing you see this event happen. So for well, yeah, we'll go with the caravan, our players, for your initial reaction, and then we'll switch over to David and Robert to role play their characters on into this slice.
Very well.
Alright, so the moment the flash happens and Ajax disappears, Arden stiffens up completely. And when he notices these two new figures show up, his first reaction is to draw his dagger, hold it out, and demand, "Who are you? What have you done with Ajax?"
Who is this Ajax you speak of? I do not know of this Ajax. My name is Xinjiana, but most people call me Shan. I am the druid of the woods. And you see before you a dark and grey figure of a woman with sort of elvish ears, very dark skin and very bluish to the sort of tanny colour, with sort of white sort of flowy hair, with eyes of red, and like she holds in her hand like a long black spear with it's got like on the black spear of the sort of dark wood itself, it's like got a pattern of webs and like spider webs are wrapped around it, you know, like a nice little sort of painting memorial sort of on her spear. Round her neck is like a sort of like medallion, you know, like round her neck is a medallion of the moon itself. She stands roughly about 5'11", very feminine, very beautiful.
Are you a dark elf?
Yes, I am a drow.
I don't think I've ever met one before.
And Ajax looks from Fletch to this to the drow and back to Fletch. Are we just going to ignore what just happened?
Yeah.
Tristan looks very confused, and he hasn't been traveling with you guys for long, but until now he has seen a lot of things he had never seen before, so he is still very surprised, and he looks over at the others that he had been traveling for at least half a day, and say, well, does this happen normally where you travel?
Something like it does. It seems to, yeah. Or it has of late, anyway.
But anyway, who are you people, and why are you here?
Now, for Robert's character, jump on in, Robert. You see the other figure that was next to the female laying on the ground.
Yes, this other figure, completely cloaked, can't see his face, pair of leather gloves over what you assume to be his hands. He slowly stands up. Once he's at full height, he clearly towers over this female drow. He slowly turns around. As he does, he just slowly takes off both of his leather gloves. And where would be his hands, you see what seems to be silver scales with some very sharp and scary-looking claws. The clawed hand slowly reaches up to his hood, and to reveal his face, he looks up at everyone, and in a really deep voice, "What the fuck happened?
Yeah?
Where am I?"
Oh, okay.
And
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Tiny.
Okay. Tiny. Then Fletch looks back at the dark elf. Aren't you supposed to be evil?
Everyone thinks that we are evil, but that is your decision in the end. I could be evil, I could be good, I could be either, or either. But most people think that, but I wish to prove that wrong.
Are you trying to say that how you judge people depends on your, like, how you view things? So if I am evil, I wouldn't view you as evil because we both would be evil. Or are you trying to tell me that you do not do evil deeds?
Like I said, never judge a book by its cover.
Of course not. Of course not. All books should be read, but I have read quite a few books, and from what I have learned, I never heard any good things about dark elves.
Well, I do not know much about my past. All I know is that I was brought up in the woods. My mother escaped the Underdark, and she died giving birth to me. I was brought up by the drows of the woodlands. To this day, I left the woodlands to discover my past and to find out about my race and about my culture. I do not know about these drows that you speak of. All I know is the woods and my mother who died. I'm sorry I cannot help you any further of my past life, but all I have is this. The last thing I have of my mother is this little holy symbol, which is the sun with a sword through it.
Oh, I don't care about your religion, but I am happy. I am happy. You maybe not know your past. I don't know your past. I don't know your kin, but I will hopefully learn to know you, and I won't judge you before I see how you do your things. Welcome.
Welcome. The darkness shall come.
All I know is dark elves are hot.
Thank you. Good.
Arden will, he slides his dagger back into his belt, sighs. I've been
Arden,
around enough to know quite a lot of stuff, and I'm not buying any of your bull for even a minute, but I'll hold back for now. Stranger things have happened.
All right, and where you guys will find yourself, I'm going to pop up and I'm sharing the map of where you're at. Ooh, come back here. Back where you're at right at the moment. Let me get a nice red dot for you to put over here. And you guys have, when all this happened, right about here on this side of the mountains, right here. Can you all see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where all that happened. As far as that, that's where you're laying about. You have the three. You see the tall snow-capped mountains there. You took the path through the mountains that some of the nomads had suggested and such, and it's now it's about 10 o'clock in the morning when all this took place. Let's see here, and we'll get back here to there, and there we are on that. So what are you guys doing?
well, do we still have the halflings in the wagon with us?
Yeah, no, you don't.
Okay, they were just going to the outpost.
Yeah, they were delivering supplies to the outpost, and they got tied up with the captain of the outpost, and trying to set up like a little traveling store merchant out of the cart and with a tent. Like in a bazaar type in the Southwest Asia or some of the other places where those are more predominant. And
what time of day is it? Is it evening, daytime, or is it nighttime?
9 in the morning, or 10. I said about 9 in the morning, I believe.
She sort of hisses. And she puts her hood up and tries to her hands are near her face and damn son.
Are you a vampire?
No, the drows are very sensitive to the sunlight.
But the Jeter there was so happy to get to the outpost, and he didn't want to leave right away. And Bob, I believe, was his brother's name, or Bill. It was Bill.
Bill, yeah.
And he was so happy to see his brother coming on in with Fletch, so they stayed there, and they're doing their business. And you know that you have to go north to Silver Oak's lair there, or yeah.
Well, to step back a little bit,
Yep.
were we able to resupply food and things like that?
Everything you needed to resupply, you were able to get at the outpost. especially once you showed them the letter from the Guild.
Was I able to find anybody who could read the letter I picked up off of a knoll?
Yeah, you would have been able to find one of the captain's seconds that was able to read Knoll, and what it said in the letter for his rough translation, because he understood it and he could read it, but it's still he's not totally fluent in it. And what he picked out from it was, the shard is being transported. We must stop and find and gather the shard for the master.
Great.
Lord Darzanon needs it. Keep an eye open. We don't know how it's going to be transported, and we don't know where, but all forces be on high alert.
Great. So as I suspected, they know. Great.
So,
And it will mention that we have more information will follow. We have an inside man.
Okay, if we're all surrounded and it looks like we're going to die, we all say Arden has the shard on him, right?
so Fletch, my good sir, what is our goal, our mission from the guild itself? I am sort of new in this place. I don't know much of the guild members, but I guess you're probably one of them. I can see that you wear the signature of the guild. So what is our mission from head office?
We are heading north to the lair of a silver dragon to deliver a magical item into his safekeeping. I think it's a he.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tristan will walk over towards the drow, and he will pick up a piece of cloth from his bag, and he will fold it up and hand it towards the dark elf and say, "Here, take this. It's balaclava. It will cover your head from the sun. I need it for not being burnt myself, and I can't imagine how you feel being so light-skinned." And he walks a bit closer to Tiny, but he still keeps quite some distance. And he looks at you weird and says, "Well, I have never met anyone of your kind before. Could I try to touch the scales on your neck?"
Tiny just glares down at this person, and he holds out his hand, or his claw.
Tristan will say, "Oh, I apologize. Let me introduce myself." And he reaches out his hand to grab yours and say, "My name is Tristan Rottenwine," while he bows deeply.
As he shakes Tristan's hand, his hand all of a sudden seems to get ice cold.
Tristan will release it at once, unless you still hold him tight and jump like a step backwards. You can see that this is something he feels really exciting, and as you suddenly turn ice cold, he is scared to death. It was not something he thought would happen at all, so he jumps back, unless you, of course, hold him back.
Tiny releases Tristan's hand and then lets out a really deep laugh and says, "I'm surprised you fell for that."
I have only read about your kin, and I haven't seen it mentioned anywhere. It will be interesting traveling with you. What was your name?
I told you, Tiny. That's all anyone will ever get.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a nickname, but nice to know. Yeah. Nice to meet you guys. And Tristan will head back to the back part of the wagon and wait for us to move on.
Alright, so Xian puts on the little head clover on over her head to cover the her face a bit. Try to not get that sort of sense of sun beaming on her face a bit, but still suffers from it. And she looks over to to Tiny and sort of looks at him and sort of says, what are you? Are you a dragonborn?"
Yeah, he looks at the drow and says, "Are you a drow?"
"Well, yes, I am a drow. I am of the underworld."
Once again, he gets a really crazy grin on his face and says, "Nope, I'm a gnome."
"Oh, a gnome."
Yeah. Let's see.
This is the true face of the gnomes.
Let's see.
"Oh, are you a dark gnome then?"
And as you guys are going through this introductions and feeling each other on out as far as aspects of who they are and possibly what they're about to do, all of a sudden you'll notice that there's about 4 javelins that come flying on in and falling short of your group as you're talking.
Here we go.
Oh dear.
For once, I'd like nothing to happen.
What's this? Where did that come from?
Go ahead and give me perception checks if you're going to look and see.
All right.
Okay.
Cool, I'm going to try.
12.
Let me see. Perception.
Also 12.
Right.
Natural 20.
Wow. Good
Total
roll.
of 20 on my part.
I got a 22 on my part here.
Okay. And any of you that got above 10 will see that there's looks to be some about 8 large creatures that look very, very ugly. They're standing about 6.5 foot to 7 foot tall, and they seem to be holding some javelins, and let's see here. What's their other weapon? Here is. That's their range. Oh, you'll see that they all have these huge great axes.
Can I do a nature roll to see what species of people they are?
Sure.
Okay.
And they're about 100 feet out, and you see some the ones that can see them see that they're trying to hide behind some rocks and shrubs, but because of their size, they're having some problems. The other ones just that didn't notice them, it's just because of the angle that you're at in relation. And
okay, I got a 15. Does that give me any information?
Yeah, that'll give you some information. That they're big, ugly, and you hear that they're called orcs.
Fletch will hold up a hand. Guys, hold on a second. I got this. And then he's going to ride forward in his horse. And he's taking out a wooden box from his saddlebags. And he holds up this wooden box, and he'll say in Orcish, "Here, take it. We don't want to fight you. Oh, mighty orcs, we are scared of you."
Oh, man. Let's see if they'll believe
Tristan
that.
immediately looks over at you, very impressed, as you know Orcish, and you speak it apparently a lot more fluid than he does.
Fletch will kind of wink at him.
Ah, and you can see him like getting this light bulb expression in his face.
Okay, that's all it was.
As he looks over at you, you can see he puts his hand down into a pouch, as if he's grasping for something but not pulling anything up.
There's,
okay, how far?
They're 100 feet. And there's one that seems to step out in front to meet this foolish human that's riding to his death to him. And then as he hears the words in Orc, he belays his order to the rest and will actually entertain what you're saying.
Okay, I ride forward holding the box out to him, and as we get near, if we do, I'll say, "What tribe are you fellas?" I'm speaking in Orcish, of course.
Yep, and let's see.
I don't understand what's going on. I'm just looking.
He'll say, "We're from the tribe of the mighty Dark One. We serve but one, and when he has his way, we'll all be together to one single tribe."
Well, here you go. I think this is what you're looking for.
And he's looking at it. How do you know what we're looking for?
You just said you were from the Dark One.
Yeah, and he will look at you and turn his head a couple ways and say, "And we were told to no box. What's in this box that you think?"
Oh, probably the magic shard you've been sent here to get.
Oh, damn. You would say that, wouldn't you? He will, damn. He will go ahead and he will go ahead and he's not going to show himself to be very eager, but you'll notice that in his eyes there's a different light that picks on up from behind the dark black pupils.
Great.
And he will reach up to take this wooden box.
I'll let him have it.
And
I'll start backing away.
And he'll take it and he'll reach it and show it to his party members with his hand up in the air with it and shaking it and giving a victorious orcish cry, and then stride on back to his party, and they will seemingly head off to the southeast. Southeast.
Okay. I'll ride back to my group, just shaking my head.
Tristan will walk up and meet you as you approach and say in his poor Orcish, "What did you do there? What did you give them?"
I don't know, to be honest. I couldn't get that wooden box open when I found it a while back. So I found a box just like it, and when I opened it, it kind of exploded in my face and knocked me out for a while. So I honestly don't know what I gave them. I sure didn't give them the shard because it's in a stone box.
Very good. You're clever. And he will turn around and walk back.
Can I do a insight check
On what?
on what's going on?
And
Fletch will tell you guys.
I mean, as far as what do you mean insight check on what's going on? Are you just trying to assess the situation, or are you trying to actually see whether or not the someone is telling tales out of school or what?
Yeah, I'm just wishing to know if he's telling like porcupines.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so that is an 18 plus my insight as 18, 19, 20, 21. So I got an 18 plus 3 is 21. So that's my insight roll. There you go. And if he wishes to, beat that,
You believe that he's lying.
Hmm.
Really?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Arden's already grinning ear to ear by the time, Fletch approaches. Well, that'll get him off our backs for a while.
I just want to see what's in the box. Maybe it'll blow up in their face. I don't know. I probably was an idiot. There's probably like a magic gem worth $1 million gold in there or something, but...
I know what's in there.
What's in there?
Ah, that's for me to know and you to find out.
Oh, okay. Well, can we continue riding forward then?
All right. What's the rest of the party doing?
Arden's back in his usual place on the cart, shuffling his deck of cards.
I wish to see if there's like a little. I say to Fletch. So Fletch, how do you send messages to other people in your guild? Do you have pigeons or messengers?
Well, I personally don't have pigeons, but I believe I've seen Pincus use pigeons on occasion back at the main guild hall. Usually I just grab somebody and say, hey, go deliver a message to Pincus, and they take off and go deliver a message to Pincus.
I see. Have I met Pincus out of game, Mr. GM?
Yeah, because that's who Winterstaff brought the letter to for your group.
Okay.
And which you don't have at the moment, but.
All right.
Yeah, you did back in Illumina. You did have the opportunity to somewhat meet him. I'm not going to say you met and had long conversations, but you were there when he gave out the orders, and then he sent Winterstaff with the letter of introduction. Now, okay. Tiny is a different matter because he wasn't at the beginning of that. He just kind of all of a sudden was pulled from an area. You don't even know if he's a guild member.
All right. Okay. So, is there any as we're traveling along, can I look in the? I wish to do a perception check to see if there's any birds or any animals within the trees. Can I do that?
Good. Yeah, go ahead and roll perception.
Alright. So 12, 13, 14, 15. I got a 15 this time.
Okay. You'll notice that from time to time that you'll see a sparrow, a finch here and there. That you'll notice a field mouse scurrying between stones.
All right, so I will, as we get, I shall walk over to one of the trees, but not too close, and then I wish to cast a spell, I wish to cast one of my spells known as Animal Friend on the bird. Okay, Animal Friend. It's just a. Let me see what it does. Okay, Animal Friend is a voice plus a voice, sound, and mineral. So she gets out a bit of seeds from her hand and scatters them on the floor, and to see if the bird comes closer to her. The spell lets me convinces a beast that means no harm, and yeah. So in other words, like, yeah. So in other words, I can make it my friend.
All right, let me see here because you may be surprised. Let's see here. Let me get back here.
Probably don't want no birds. See, you probably want crackers.
Chat. But let's see here.
Well, the spell is it's like you can see it within range. It must be you must hear it. You must see it or hear it. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by your spell generation. So the creature can do a wisdom saving throw against my animal friendship if it wishes to, if it's got intelligence 4 or higher.
And that's what I am trying to locate for myself. Here is, where is it? Okay, well, let's see here. I'm going to get that here. I'm not going to hold it up on that piece. I'm just going to make the call on it. Okay, it kind of sits there and sings a little song, this finch.
Awesome. All right. So so it doesn't run away, or
No, it's about 25 feet from you up in the tree.
okay. I approach it cautiously towards it, and then I'll cast my second spell, known as Speak with Animals, with it.
All right. While you're doing all this, what's the rest of the party doing? You're seeing this female go over to this tree and doing some strange actions.
Oral will look at the others and say, What is he trying to do? Can someone tell me? And he will look like really confused.
You will see.
Fletch is just going to shake his head and keep riding north and say, I think we already had one guild fight over a bird.
Tristan will
Really?
walk up to Fletch and he will say, Fletch, what if the orcs open a chest and it explodes in their face?
That'd be funny. That'd be funny.
What if some of them survives? Don't you think they will come after us?
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's your entire reply? Won't that be a problem?
For them.
Oh, okay. Well, if you say so. And
Well,
he is clearly worried.
Yeah, Arden calls out from behind. I put 5 silver on them coming back.
I had a hard time hearing you now, son.
Oh. He just said he puts 5 silver on the orcs coming back.
Okay. Well, I think I'll rather not bet on this. But yeah, let's hope they don't.
And Tiny, what are you doing?
Tiny is just standing there, eyeing everybody, trying to figure out who the hell these people are. And when this other one goes over starts talking to birds. He shakes his head and like, damn druids, I swear. And he looks over at the guy on the horse and says, "Mind if I join you guys? I have nothing else to do."
No, you're free to follow along with us. You're not a member of the guild?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh. I figured Pincus or somebody had sent you guys. Sure, you can tag along with us for a while.
And plus, did I overhear you earlier mention you're taking something to a silver dragon? I might be of help there.
Okay. Yeah, that could be a possibility. I think things are smoothed over with the dragon, was my understanding, that there shouldn't be any issues, but it never hurts to have somebody along who can speak the local language, I guess.
He nods and looks back over towards the druid, and just because he is him and he likes to mess around with people every once in a while, he is going to use his minor illusion cantrip. And let me bring that information up.
Okay.
Everyone sees him reach into his pocket and pull out a small piece of what seems to be fleece. He moves it around in his hand, or his fingers, and as he does, he flicks it over towards the druid that's trying to talk to the bird, and from the druid's standpoint, the bird is just going to roar at him like a lion.
Okay, and
Tristan will look over at Tiny and say, "Well, that was a great trick."
And we'll get back to David. Here, you cast Speak with Animals on yourself. What are you doing?
Okay, so I wish for the bird to come closer to me, to come to these seeds in my hand. I wish to speak with it.
All right.
Do I have to roll animal handling?
No.
Okay, cool. Alright. Once it comes over,
it doesn't seem to be coming on over. It flew down a little bit closer. Now it's about 10 foot away from you on the lower branch, and it goes to speak with you. And the next thing you hear it say is, and the rest of you in the party hears this loud lion's roar coming from this little finch. And the finch itself, from what your character, David, will hear, is saying, "Hello, I am lion. Hear me roar."
I sort of chuckle, and I say to the finch, good little finch you are. Yes, you are. A nice little fine little bird. And I wish to approach the bird cautiously and do animal handling to try to get the bird to land to go into my hand. I wish to use the bird for a message that I wish to send to Pincus.
Okay. You'll get the bird to come into your hand because the material component for the spell is some morsels of food, so it'll come to eat that.
Alright. So I say to the bird, We are good friends, yes, little one? And I stroke it with my little finger and give it a little, some morsel of food. And I
And
say,
the little finch will say, "No, we are friendly, but we're not good friends." And
that is
then the rest
fine.
of the group will hear this lion's roar coming every time this finch speaks.
Well then, my little friend, no doubt you wish to have more of this delicious food. I tell you what, if you do a little task for me, I shall give you more of this delicious food in my hand. How's about that for a nice little agreement? Or perhaps I can give you a grub worm. That will definitely please your stomach.
And the finch will consider what you're saying, and basically will go ahead and ask, what do I have to do for that juicy grub worm that you're dangling there? And we'll hold you there, and we'll go back to the rest of the party to get them with their actions for what they're hearing and seeing at this moment.
To me, it seems that the drow is very interested in birds. I'm not sure why he was sent our way, but it will be interesting to know her. And he's looking up at Fletch again and say, "Well, Fletch, what do you suggest we do now? Should we just carry on?"
Keep riding north until we get to the dragon's lair. Whatever that druid's doing is druid stuff. She'll catch up.
Okay. Hassan, Arden?
Yeah, the first time the roar happened, Arden had returned to shuffling his cards, so the moment he hears the first roar, he pretty much leaps out of his seat, whipping around warily towards the source of the roar. It takes him a few moments to realize there's nothing quite there. But he does notice the druids over, and since he doesn't yet trust her or our dragonborn friend, he's going to, keep an eye on her. He'll be watching what she's doing.
Okay. And then oral behavior.
Oral,
Yeah.
yes, standing at the draw and shaking his head, really confused, and hearing Fetch saying that we must go on and see, we'll catch up. He'll say, "Well, you are the boss here, so as you said."
All right. You kind of drifted off on the last part of that oral. Hello, oral behavior.
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Oh, okay. No, you kind of drifted off on the last bit of that, and I didn't catch. I didn't catch what you said at the tail
No,
end.
yes, when he hears Fetch telling us to go, he just nods and leads with the rest. He says, "Well, you are the boss, so hope he can catch us, as you say."
Okay. Tiny. What are you doing? You're muted.
Tiny is just silently laughing at what he's just done, and he looks up. Was it Fletch?
Oh.
And he says, "Let's get going." Like you said, let her do her tree hugging stuff. And and Tiny just starts walking towards the north, very slowly, waiting for everybody.
All right. As you guys start moving on out. David, give me a perception roll.
Okay.
In fact, give me 2 of them,
Alright.
and both at disadvantage.
Alright. Okay. So rolling 2d20, yeah? At disadvantage.
Yep.
Okay, so I got a 9.
Okay, that was on the first one, so you don't notice them going on off.
Okay.
What was this? What did you get on the second one?
Second one, alright, with a disadvantage again, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. On the second one, I got a 13.
A 13. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you a little bit of something for that one. But all right, you're not paying attention. The rest of the group is moving on up. You've been busy palavering with this Finch. The Finch agrees to what your terms are for that fat and juicy grub, which it will eat first.
Okay, excellent. I gave it the grub, and then
he'll ask, what is it that you want me to do?
okay, so I get a little bit of paper, and I write down that Flinch is he has now has given the stone in question to the orcs and to the Dark Lord in Elvish, and roll it up, put it on the Finch's foot, and say to the Finch, where the location of where the actual guild hall is. I tell it where the actual guild hall is in the actual place and where to find it, in the actual city and everything. So I give it directions, and then I say, fly to a nice man, a gnome. He looks like this. And I give a description to the Flinch. Give him this, and I put like a little guild signature on it, like a guild sign on it, and say that Flinch has betrayed the guild and he should be punished for his actions. And I let the Flinch fly.
Okay.
I'm a drow. I backstab people.
Well, as you're watching the Finch go off, you haven't noticed the party go, but about it gets out about a half, not quite a half mile, quarter mile, we'll say, and all of a sudden, this huge black bird swoops on down and hits it from the sky.
Damn.
And you see this big black hawk, which wouldn't cross your mind. Since you're a druid, I'll give it to you, the general species of it, being a hawk, carries it down to the field ground there, and will be, with the aspects of nature, that it will be feasting upon this Finch. Okay.
Do the rest of us see that?
If you give me a perception check, you would, but it's gonna be a little higher DC since you guys are heading off in the other.
Since I'm already on here, I am divination wizard. So before every session, I should roll 2d20s and keep one of them for later use. Could I do that now?
Yes.
Yeah, because I forgot doing it at the beginning. Oh, a 10 and a 14.
Like
Extremely good rolls. I'll keep the 14. Is it per the long rest? Okay, sorry. Then I'll do it on the long rest. Forget about it. Then
That's
count
all
my
right.
10.
You can keep that one, and we'll just say when you do your long rest, that'll be your roll.
Cool. Then I'll do the roll for the perception, and that will be actually an 18 plus 3, so 21.
And let's see here. You don't seem to notice.
Okay. No. Just carry on there.
No.
Riding into the.
Yep.
All right. So I sort of walk over to the prey because my speaker.
All right. So you're walking towards the Finch. That's a quarter mile out from where you were standing?
Yeah, I sort of walk towards it, towards the prey, and I sort of speak because I think my spell lasts for. I think my speak animals does last for a long time. I think it's a
10 minutes.
good hour.
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. So I try to speak
And it's yeah.
with the Valken quickly.
Okay. What are you going to ask him?
I say, mighty bird of the sky, I see that you are strong and feasting upon the flesh of my gift that I've given you. You seem strong and agile. Perhaps you can help me.
And he'll say, no, I help none except my stomach.
I have many food on me. I sort of show him the sort of scraps of meat, and give it a little wiggle in my hands, and it is very juicy, sort of raw, sort of meat. And I say, "Are you sure you do not work for people?"
And okay, we'll hold that there. We'll jump back to the party over on the other side. What are you guys doing? You're riding. You're about a mile away from where you left the druid right now, and it's becoming a little bit rockier in a sense where there's less meadow grass. There's more. It's becoming more almost. You're almost getting to the point where it's almost like a tundra grass, a steppes grass.
Fletch will just keep riding Spanky north.
Okay.
If the druid wants to hang back, the druid can. Plus, Fletch doesn't really trust much anybody anymore, so.
Tristan will follow Fletch.
All right.
By the way, Fletch, you are a human, aren't you?
Yes. He's
Okay,
a human male in his mid-20s. He wears partial plate, carries a rapier, a whip, and a longbow.
Then we're about the same age, so yeah, I will just follow you.
Okay. You go through the rest of the rest of this travel. It seems to be somewhat uneventful, and it's getting towards the latter part of the afternoon. Let me get back to David. Go ahead, David.
All right, so I offer the meat and see if it comes to me.
He'll go to the meat. He's hungry.
All right, so I say to it, "Now, mighty bird of the sky, perhaps you can do a little favor for me. There is more juicy meat for you if you do this little task for me. I'll give you this." I give him like a big square of hunk of meat, and I say, "If you do this little task, you can have this moisture of food."
He'll take the food, the meat, and he'll say, "What's the task?"
All I wish for you to do is take this little note from this little finch to this location that I wish you to take it. That is all. Go to this location. I tell him the location where he needs to go, and peck on the window of the guild hall, and drop the note give this note to a little man. Once he has done that, he can have more meat and more succulence of food.
Okay, he'll agree. He'll agree to doing that, and he'll pick up this note, and he'll take the finch with him, and he'll fly off to the southwest.
All right.
All right.
And then I'll.
As you turn around, you do not see the party.
Okay, fair enough. I bonus action turn into a wolf, and then I start sniffing and smelling the tracks of the horses. Since I were round Finch and my party, I would know their sense of smell and where they went, so I can run at wolf speed and track them in my wolfy form.
And let's see here. Just double check something. There. Okay, that's what it is. There.
That's part of my wild shape.
No, I got what you the ability that you're going to use it for, and you'll have no problem with the with doing the as far as knowing which direction they went in the scent. Problem is that you're not catching up to them at the moment.
No, but
because they're moving just as fast as you can in that form.
Yeah, but at least I've on 4 legs, better than 2.
I guess. There again, you can only hold that form for so long, if I'm not mistaken. I think. Let me see.
I think it's as many hours as her drill level or something like that.
Yeah.
Can hold it up to 2 hours in.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So it's so just keep that in mind is what I'm getting at on that piece. Let's see here. And back to the group. It's getting late in the afternoon. You haven't seen the druid as far as that. All you know is that she was left on back there, up in the horizon, before getting into coming off these mountains and rock and getting towards the tundra grass. You see a strange construct out on the horizon, about a half mile out in front of you. It's fairly large in size that way. That's why you guys can see it fairly well.
Does it look like a building?
It could have features that would be like a building, but it's there's no roof on it. And let me find the picture. And you guys go ahead and role play some of this out, and I'll pull this up and I'll share it with you when I get it.
I was just wondering, would it be the size of a mountain or a large house?
It would be a large house or barn size.
Hey, Ty, do you
Yeah.
see that thing over there?
Yes, I see it, and Fletch will pull his horse to a halt.
Have you ever seen anything like it before?
I'm guessing it doesn't look familiar to me.
Let's see here.
It.
Where is that? I had that right. Alrighty, let's see.
Tiny walks about 10 feet in front of everybody, stops, and just sniffs the air, checking the scents and stuff out of the area. Let me see, what should I roll?
Roll me a survival for your.
Okay.
If you're gonna, we'll go with that instead of a perception.
That would be a total of 18.
All right. You have the smell of sweet grass that flows on the wind towards your direction. You'll also a very slight scent of musk is hanging in the air along with it.
Tristan will look very surprised over at Tiny. As he sniffs the air, he's like, you can see that he has some thoughts in his head, and he turns to Ty and says, look at that guy. He smells the air like a dog.
No, he's a dragonborn.
Yeah, I know. I have read about it, but never seen them. Oh, sorry, Fletch. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
He says that they behave like animals, but are still humans. I only read about them, and this is very, very interesting.
Well, I've been around a few, and I'll tell you this. Dragonborn are just like anybody else. They're all different from each other. I've known some that are very noble. I've known some that are more, as you say, animalistic. You know, they're just like humans or anybody. We're all kind of different. So if this is the first one you've met, don't expect them all to necessarily act like this.
Oh, no, I mean, Tiny seems to be nice so far, except he has extremely cold hands. But, yeah, it's interesting to learn to know them.
And let's see here now. Maybe I can get it up there for you to see what you're. Yes, right there. Share that, and let's pop this on up and take and.
Oh, I don't really like the look of this.
You see something that looks very similar to this off in that distance. It's not the night sky yet, but it's late afternoon. You're looking at it about 5 o'clock, 5:30.
So this is like right in the middle of our path?
It's in your general path. I'm not going to say it's. I mean, you're a fair ways out. I mean, you're talking a half mile or so. So you're seeing this. Yeah. To say it's right in the middle of your path would be hard to really justify that, because you could go left or right of it from this direction easy enough.
Are we, the way we've been traveling, is there actually a road, or are we just going across country?
You're going overland across country.
Okay, that's what I thought.
No road. There's been some through the hills. There was a pass that the nomads would use from going from side to side, but not really what you would call from site to site, not side to side, but not really a road per se.
If it is okay with you, I would like to have a closer look. To me, it looks like one of the temples I read about. It could be something else, but to me it looks like a temple.
That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, I'd say a couple of people can go ahead and look. I'm going to stay back here in longbow range.
Okay, so you're going to go on up a bit also then, if you're going to stay within the you're going to stay in 150 feet or 600 feet?
600.
Okay. So you'll move up there, allow the other player characters to play their part, and since you're kind of stopped in a sense, then allow our druid to interject as she's coming on up. It's been about 2 hours, and you know you got to change on back, but you made some ground, but you still haven't caught them. You know they're from smelling and the freshness of the tracks that you'd say that they're only a little ways ahead of you right at this juncture.
Okay. Well, after I turn back to my drowish self, she looks into the sky and sees the sun going down. Her eyes slowly open up to the darkness that is coming, and she starts running forward to try and catch up with the rest of the party.
Okay. And you'll, after about another hour and a half of forward movement, you'll get up to where you see a figure on a horse and the cart, and off about a mile in front of you as far as that. And with the party, Fletch, roll me a perception.
I only got a 9.
All right, you haven't noticed her then yet as far as that, and we have Tristan that went forward.
Arden's keeping his distance. He's not staying as back as Fletch is, but keeping his distance still.
Okay, so you're in the middle there. Roll me a perception check.
Yeah, no. Oh, that's a natural one.
Okay. So you're focused towards the temple and Tristan's back. Oral, where are you in this gambit of courageous souls?
He will be most likely like following Fetch, but likely not still like a late, somewhat behind him, as he wouldn't have catch up with him yet.
Okay. Give me a perception check then.
Oh really? Another natural 20.
All right. There's really not a natural on perception, but what's your?
I was 23 then.
23. Okay. You'll notice that there's some movement about a mile out behind you and Fletch. You can't make out the figure, but you notice that with shadows and things, it just the horizon seemed to break, and then it caught your eye on things like that. Tiny.
Yep.
What did you go with Tristan or?
Yeah. He's continuing on towards the.
Okay. Then give me a perception check, and we'll see if you notice anything.
A quick question there, Charles.
Yes.
How dark is it now? Is it still daylight?
It's still daylight. It's 5:30. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon. So it's not bright sun. It's not bright sun, but it's kind of like it's like generally what we see in the afternoon. There's a lot of shadows, but not darkness.
When does night fall in this time? In this place.
Okay. Night falls about 7:30 to 8:30, depending on which season it is. In this time of year, where it is, it's more like 8 o'clock.
Thanks.
Alrighty, and I rolled and total 10 total.
Okay, yeah, you didn't notice anything in the back. You're focused along with Tristan going forward. So you have this structure that you're going to investigate. What are you doing?
I will. Excuse me. I will walk towards it.
Okay.
And as he gets maybe, say, 5 meters from it, he will kneel down, and he will start chanting and doing some weird ritualistic stuff. And what I wish to do is to cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
Okay. After 10 minutes, you'll be able to do that. And Tiny, what are you doing while he's setting up and doing this ritual?
He's just continuing to scan the landscape and watching out for anything that may jump out.
And about 5 minutes into this ritual, all of a sudden, you notice there's a big flash and some sulfur smell and brimstone smell that shoots right on up from, and I'll pull this back on up. Where are you at? And let's go to share. Come on now, don't be like that. Right there. You guys see that? Oh, no, right here. That's what I want. No, yeah, right there. You see this in the center, this brazier. That's where all of a sudden, about 5 minutes into your ritual, this flashes right on up.
Tristan will definitely break off his ritual if he gets this, and I assume being just 5 meters away, he will see this.
Yep.
And he will jump, like he will actually try to jump up on his leg, but he will fall over back on his butt to the ground, and he will start like getting backwards, like still prone, and turn around to try to run up to get to a safe distance of maybe 15-20 feet away before he turns around to look again.
Okay. Arden and Oral and Fletch, go ahead and roll a perception. This would be a lot easier perception roll to make.
11.
7.
7. Oh my God.
7.
14.
All right. For those of you that got 10 or above, you notice this. Fletch he's asleep in the saddle or something. I don't know. That's up to Fletch to RP that piece. But you have the smell of the brimstone and the sulfur, the big flash of a purplish blue light comes forward on up, and you notice this, and you notice Tristan with the actions that he was taking on that. Tiny, with this going on, what actions are you taking? Because you definitely notice that you're right up there, basically as close as what Tristan was, and you were in active scan of the horizon.
Then once the fire happens, Tiny's like, possible fight? Possibly. Yeah, he's there just talking to himself, trying to contemplate what he's going to do. Then he's like, we only live once. Well, most of us. And then just starts walking straight towards the brazier, not really caring.
Okay. David, give me a perception check from way back in that distance.
Okay, so do I still suffer from
yes, disadvantage.
Alright, okay. I got a 12.
All right. You really don't notice the flames and and definitely the smell. You wouldn't notice at that distance. But the big burst of light, the light from there, I guess you're just too far away, and you're focused on the group there, Fletch, or up on the horse and such. All right, and so, but what are you doing since I have you right at this moment?
She sees Fletch on his horse and sort of like wonders why he left her and the party left her behind, but she doesn't sort of like. She just holds a spear in her hand and sort of like walks over to him, sort of quietly, sort of stealthily.
It will be you're still a mile out, so it's a bit of a walk. So you're walking up.
Yeah, stealthily.
Give me a stealth check.
All right, cool.
We'll end up with a couple of them, but for that distance. But
all right, cool. So I need to roll stealth. All right, so what I get? I got a 17.
All right. And back to the party. What are you have this scenario that's all wrapped on up? What are you guys doing?
As soon as Tristan gets up again, he will continue to walk backwards as he sees this bright flash. And when he gets to like what's it called, like a shouting distance to Fletch, he will start, like, as he walks backwards, just trying to turn his head to the right and shout to him, "What is this? Have you seen anything like this before?"
All right.
Fletch wipes a tear from his eye, which is why he couldn't see anything earlier. And he looks up, and now he finally sees this big light and fire and whatever it is, and he's just kind of like, oh shit. And he puts away his bow and gets out his rapier and starts riding forward, like as fast as he can get his horse to go.
Okay. And the rest of you, rest of the party?
Oral, as he says,
What about Oral? Arden, well, what are you doing?
Yeah, would the smell have reached where Arden is? The sulfur and brimstone.
Yeah. By this time, it was a pretty good poof, and had that, and so yeah, it would have moved with the force fast enough. You'd be getting a whiff of it.
Yeah. Arden's a bit. He's coughing at the smell, and shields his nose in the crook of his elbow, and then he'll shout out, "What's happening? What's going on?"
Okay. And Tiny, you said you were moving up to it, right?
Correct.
All right. As you step up on the platform, the brazier will flash again in this purplish light, and there's a green aura on the outside of the light, and the smell of the brimstone is fairly strong, and all of a sudden you're not there, and we'll get back to where you end up. The rest of you guys that are there up at the party, all of a sudden you see Tiny just vanish when the flame burst back open as he stepped upon the platform, and with the purple hue, the purple ichor hue color, and with the green aura around it, and then Tiny all of a sudden wasn't there anymore.
Not again.
Fletch keeps riding forward as fast as he can.
Okay. Tristan, what are you doing?
As he sees Tiny disappears, he gets really scared, and he continues to, like, backpedal towards Fletch, which is the only person he sees as like a safe one at this point. He's a human, he's about his age, and he so far seemed to be like a proven fighter. So when if he gets back there in one turn, or when he gets as close as possible, he will start to continue to look over his shoulder to see like what they are doing, and if he has the time, he will cast Blade Ward on himself.
Okay. Now you said you're backpedaling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
That will be a total of 10.
Okay. As you're backpedaling and Fletch is charging forward on his horse,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't notice him coming on up, and he's looking straight on down, charging full bore and so his focus was kind of minimized. So what's going to happen is he just barely misses you, because towards the end he sees, oh, there's Tristan, and kind of moves the horse a little bit so you don't get trampled.
But I do see Tristan.
Yeah, you will see him backpedaling the beat all beans. And Tristan, give me a dex roll.
Oh, I'm so good at dexterity.
Or acrobatics, whichever's best. And all it is to see if you maintain your feet and don't fall.
I rolled an 11, and I think it will be the same no matter what I put into it. So yeah, 11.
11. You look like you're going to keep your footage, but all of a sudden, towards the end of it, when you widen your stance and trying to step back, you go down to one knee.
I'm like in the middle of casting Blade Ward on myself, and I get this horse racing past me, and like whoop, backwards, and I manage to make my my balance, but I fall forwards again, and ending up like in a crouch position.
Yep. All right, and
well, when Fletch sees him, he wants to pull his horse up.
Yep. Okay.
And
you'll be able to, but you're going to actually end up, by the time of all the reaction of pulling them on up, and when you see them, you'll be a little bit past them in front of them.
Yeah, I'll have to turn around and ride back to him some.
You won't be terribly far, but you'll be at least 2 horse lengths up before the horse pulls its head up, since you were in a charge.
Okay.
Tristan, give me a concentration check.
17 on the die.
Okay, yeah, your blade ward goes off, no problem.
Okay, cool.
You're able
It
to
lasts for
maintain
one
the
round only, so
concentration.
okay.
Oral.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Oral, when he saw Tristan start to back him from the place, he will be rushing towards him, although he will not be full charge on like Fled, so he will be a little behind. I guess he will be arriving at the stand and just stopping his horse close to him and say, "Are you okay there?"
Okay.
Oh yeah, thank you, sir. I'm fine. But it was a close one. But did you see the flash? Where is Tiny? Have you seen where Tiny has gone?
No, he just suddenly disappeared. I don't understand. Have any of you have seen or heard of anything like this before? I don't know what kind of this is, some kind of magic. He's been sent somewhere, like when he came out from that book.
Charles, would I be able to roll anything to see if I've read about portals or teleportation or whatever this is before?
Your Arcana or Religion would cover down on either one of those abilities.
Are you able to see my roll? I rolled a natural 20 on a die, and for
Okay.
Arcana I have +5, and for Religion I have +3.
Okay. That you'll come back in your mind with the fact that you've heard of these shrines and temples and such, and that they're pre-programmed to send offerings to certain locations under certain conditions when they get activated.
Would I happen to know which kind of god this temple was meant to worship?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, we
Even
taking as Arcana.
even with that, you haven't been up to really read the any glyphs or anything off of it, even though you were close, but you still you weren't close to the brazier.
No. I was 5 meters away. I think I said.
Yeah, you said 5 meters. That's what I'm saying. So on that piece, you're not going to have any indicator as far as which deity or such or power that this was built for. You've just heard that there's shrines that are set on up through your teachings and experience and books that you've read.
I will look over at Or and I will say, well, I read about things like this. It seems to be some kind of trigger transporting whatever's offered to a certain place as maybe a sacrifice offering or something. But I'm fearing for Tiny's safety.
And Arden.
Shit,
Yeah.
I was talking muted.
No, but how far away from Arden would Oral and Tristan be right now?
Well, you were up in front of them. Tristan came on back towards you, so hey, I'll say you're within 15 feet of him.
Yeah, no, Arden glances over at him. He'll press one hand to his chest and he'll cast Mage Armor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then he starts making his way over to them quickly as well. He's not quite sure what he should do at this point. He's just quickly looking around from side to side
Okay.
as he does so.
And David, give me a stealth check.
Okay. I got a, let's see, got it up, so 15 this time.
All right. And you find yourself up about where, in your mind, where you thought Fletch and the horse and some of the group was. You see that they're about 180 feet up in front of you. You're seeing Fletch pulling back on the reins on the horse, stopping it and trying to turn it. You're seeing Tristan get kind of, from your perspective, it looked like he kind of got nudged by the front shoulder of the horse at that distance and bobble and go down to one knee. You see Arden throwing some magic signals with his hand and touching himself and running back to him, and you see Oral coming, riding on up rather confidently and not as reckless as what Fletch did to Oral, and Oral asked Tristan how he's doing, and there we have it. And you don't see Tiny.
Okay, so I keep sneaking forward.
Okay. You're okay. That'll move you 180. You moving stealthily. That's.
I move 30 feet in stealth. So.
No, you don't. You move 15. Your base movement is 30.
Yeah.
Unless you're taking penalties.
No, just stealthily then.
Okay. So it'll be a couple rounds for you to get up to where they are if you're moving stealthily. Ready, and now, Tiny, you have some information that coming to you.
Alrighty.
All of a sudden, you find yourself upon this great ice plain, and the wind is howling, and there's snow at the feet, and let's see here.
By chance, do I see a blonde with long hair and a blue dress
No,
singing?
no, you
Okay,
do
good.
not. You are
Okay.
not dead. You are not in Valhalla. Let's see here. And yeah,
You need
see
to die in battle to get there.
and you see some great mountains off in the distance that are snow covered. As far as that, the wind's howling. It is, and it is rather cold, and it's getting darker up here a little quicker than from where you went. As far as that.
Okay.
All right. What are you doing?
After appearing here, and he's looking around, and he yells out, "Is anyone there?"
And you just hear the wind howl, and like I said, it is rather cold. Going from where you were was somewhat temperate. This here, the temperature right at the moment is about. Let me see here. Where's my 30 die? Yeah, that's about 2 degrees Fahrenheit. Where
Okay.
you're at.
Yeah, I'm sure the cold probably wouldn't bother him.
Well, that's
Because it's silver dragon-ish
Yeah.
heritage. But he's still a little on the chill side.
yep.
And he turns around and let me go ahead. I'm going to roll perception to see if he sees anything of interest by chance besides the landscape. That would be 10. Yeah, I don't think he would, because I just rolled a 10 with perception. That would be 11.
Okay. No, you see what was described to you. All right. Now let me get back to our brave wizards and mighty adventurers back there on the other side of the light in the tunnel.
Hello from the other side.
Yep. All right, gentlemen, what are you doing? I know that our stalworthy drow is sneaking up onto the group, so give me another stealth check. We'll get that out of the way, and if there's anything that you're going to kind of RP along that, put that to it too.
Okay, cool.
15 for me.
15 for you for what?
Oh, I thought we were all going to roll perception to see if we saw the drow.
Oh, not right at the moment, but hold that and.
Alright.
But I'll happily roll with the passive perception as well, because looking for a drow, whatever comes from the portal.
Alright. I got an 18 in stealth this time.
Oh, okay. So that's you're stealthing along. So moving up to the group. Is there anything that you're doing besides just trying to be sneaky?
Oh
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Is it? What is it? Is it dark yet? If so,
No, it's 5:30ish with your movement. We'll say it's about 6:20 to where all this is to bring us to that timeline.
All right. So this is what happens. Like, all suddenly her eyes glow like a sort of blackish color, and like they start to like multiply in on her forehead, and like she gets like 2 fangs that appear out of her mouth, and she starts to twist and taunt her body a bit, and grows 8 legs and turns into a giant spider as a bonus action.
Okay, let me check on this one. Giant spider. I gotta check the CR level.
David, are you turning spider?
No, not turn into a drider. I wish I could though, but.
Oh, are you turning into a giant spider?
Yeah, I turned into a giant spider. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. Because I think you can do that. I thought I looked that up once, just because I knew what you were, the one direction that you wanted to go with that character here, and I want to say I believe it is CR2, so you're able to or something. It was the one spider that you couldn't because it was beyond your reach at this time, but. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, that's why I'm not.
The giant spider is CR1.
CR1, yeah. So he can do that at his level.
Yeah, he should be able to.
Yeah. So okay, you're turning on into this now. The rest of you, what are you doing? What are you doing? I know that. Oh, go ahead.
Fletch is going to vault off his horse and lead it towards Tristan.
Okay.
And in Orcish, he's going to say to Tristan, "You speak Orcish, right?"
Yeah, I'll be right back. Somebody's cleaning out the door.
Tristan speaks Orcish, yeah.
Okay, well, Fletch is going to hand Tristan the reins of his horse, and then Fletch is going to get his backpack off the horse and put it on, and he'll say to Tristan, in Orcish, he's saying this in Orcish, the shards are in a box made out of stone in my saddlebags on the horse. If I don't get back, make sure it gets to the dragon's lair up north. And then Fletch will turn and start running towards the temple.
Okay.
Okay.
And he said all that in Orcish, just to repeat.
All right. Give me a perception check, Ty, because you turned around and started heading back towards him. So you're looking off in that direction.
18.
18. All right. You think you might see something off in the distance, but you're not 100% sure. That's about the best I could run that one with because, yeah. And Tristan, you're doing something, right?
I'm back, guys.
Yeah, when Fletch said that and actually gave him the responsibility of the shards, he reacted with deep down he feels very proud, but on the top and at the moment in his head he's really scared. He's like not coming back. What are you gonna do? But he will try to turn the horse around to see where Fletch is heading, and hopefully to be able to cover his back with a firebolt or so.
Well, you know exactly where he's headed because as he headed on off, he headed towards the shrine in the brazier.
He will like stay in the same spot, looking after him to see what he's trying to do over there, as he wasn't given a good explanation why he suddenly got his horse and the shards and everything.
And we'll get back to you, Ty, on that. Oral. Oral. Behavior. Okay. Arden.
Yeah. Well, once Arden notices, Fletch drop off the horse, he's drawing closer butts and he doesn't understand a word of what Fletch just said to Tristan. But the moment Fletch runs off, Arden's going to just curse under his breath and He's going in there, isn't he? And he contemplates for a few moments, and then he'll break off into a run after Fletch.
Okay. And we'll get back to you then. Oral. Xavier, what are you doing?
Who, me?
No, Xavier. Did we lose?
We might have lost.
You're muted if you hear us.
Yeah, in the chat box it shows that he left the group chat.
Oh, all right. I didn't even. I know he dropped out. He dropped in. I know he has that issue there. But okay, we'll hold that. I'll go and I'll explain to you guys what is happening. As soon as Fletch's foot hits the stone of the shrine area up there, all of a sudden the brazier flares back on up with the brimstone and the purple light ichor and the green aura around it, and Fletch's disappeared from your view. Arden, as soon as your footsteps hit that stone area, since you're right behind them going after them, the same thing happens to you. Tristan, you see now almost like whoop whoop, two of the party members just pop out. The smell of sulfur and brimstone is even stronger. You saw the same flash of light. David, give me a perception check, because you're now closer, so you can see some of what is going on.
Alright. I got an 18.
All right. You see this purple flash go on up, and with a green aura around it at this brazier, and then all of a sudden you don't see Arden or Fletch anymore. Oral, what are you doing? Xavier. Xavier.
Normally when he's in with double accounts, he just left the group chat. It's normally just before he leaves.
Yeah, it's hanging. He popped in and then, all right. So we'll try to get him to track along. All with Tiny, give me a perception check.
Alrighty. That would be a total of 18.
Okay. You are surprised. All of a sudden, while you were looking out on the other horizon, all of a sudden, from behind where you were looking, pops in on this icy frontier, Fletch and Arden. You guys, Fletch and Arden, you see this ice and snow-covered tundra with the snow mountains sitting in the back. It's getting dark over here on this side. It's cold. It's about 2 degrees Fahrenheit where you're standing, and the snow is blowing, but it's not blinding you. It's where you can still have normal, vision, but it is blowing and whipping about you somewhat. And you see Tiny standing kind of 5 feet in front of you, looking around.
Well, Fletch is going to immediately look back and see if there's a portal to get back the way they came.
You do not see it.
Great! It's freezing. I left my coat in the horse.
Xavier, you back? Oh no, left the group again. Okay.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here? Okay. So what are you doing? We got to get
Yeah.
you quick.
Go to
Okay,
the altar.
so-
Just go to the altar.
So Arden and oh, okay, in this where he said, then
You're breaking
alone,
up.
and he charged.
Xavier, you're breaking up some. What are you doing?
Shin then disappears in the altar. I guess he will shout to Tristan. We can leave them alone. Who knows where they might end, and they may need help there. And he charges after them straight into the altar too.
Okay. As you step upon the stones on the shrine there by the altar, it flashes on up, and the purple light, the green hue around it, and the strong smell of sulfur and brimstone, and flash. You guys over on the other side, Fletch, Arden, and Tiny, give me another perception check.
12.
Okay. Arden.
Yeah.
What
I
was,
also. Yeah. Sorry, what?
what was your perception?
Yeah, I also got a 12.
Okay. And Tiny.
16.
Okay. You're a little bit more prepared for this and like that. So anybody got a 15 or above, you won't be surprised by Oral all of a sudden popping in behind you guys as you're looking around at the scenery about you and such. Oral, you're standing on snow and ice. The wind is whipping, but not hard. It's just blowing, I should say, not whipping. It gives a different context. There's snow in the air. You see snow-covered mountains in the distance, and it's 2 degrees Fahrenheit. What are you doing anything, saying anything? Okay, maybe we lost them again. Okay, David, you notice that Oral goes ahead and runs up to the altar, and then the next thing you see is this flash, and the smell of brimstone and such that and sulfur is getting stronger. Tristan and no, not David. Tristan, give me a Constitution check.
A Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be a whooping too. I think I will replace that with the 14 I rolled earlier
Okay.
and spending that divination power. So
Okay.
then I have, let me see, 14 plus 2, 16.
Okay. Now you notice that the smell is really pretty strong and pungent, but you're able to hold down your meal into your stomach at this juncture.
So now it's a really strong smell of sulfur.
On sulfur and brimstone. It's gotten stronger every time that one of the party members have stepped upon the altar and vanished in front of you. Or the shrine. I don't want to say step on the altar. It's altars where the flames coming.
Me as a player, I really want to follow the guys, but I believe Tristan at this point, being like partly scared of the phenomena happening and being given a direct order from Fletch, which is a higher-ranking member of the guild, to run to the north if anything happens. I think he will,
Can I do
at
something?
this point, at least stay away. He will keep a distance of 30 to 50 feet at least.
Okay. And what, David?
Alright, so how close is the wizard to me? Is he within 30 to 60 feet of me now?
I'll say he's about 70 feet from you, because you took time to transform, and then.
Well, it's a bonus action to transform anyway, so I still can move.
It's still, but it's still an action for your body to mutate out to this, into this.
No, it's a bonus action.
Question: Are you moving stealthily, or are you running at full speed, possibly even dashing?
I'm moving stealthily.
Yeah.
Well, then you have half your speed.
Yeah, but even regardless if it's a bonus action or an action, it's an action. So it still takes approximately the same amount of time. It's just that the fact is as a bonus action, you're able to do that on top of your standard action.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point. So you're still chewing up some time to transform. As far as that, that's what I'm getting at on that. So.
All right. So I move. You see, I can move. Spider's movement now, so I can move 30 feet of spiderish. So I go. If there's a tree, is there trees nearby me?
Here and there, it's you're coming out of the hills where there's been kind of pines and rocks, and you're coming into a tundra area.
Okay.
This is pretty actually getting very sparse on trees, but in more tundra grass steppes.
All right.
Sort of.
So I move to the nearest tree that is near the wizard and climb up it. Since I got spider climb, I can automatically climb up the actual tree and see and test the logs to see which one's the strongest one, and sort of like sneakily and stealthily crawl like a spider along the tree towards my prey. Okay. Do you wish me to roll my stealth check?
Yeah. I want to the stealth check, but I also got to check your weight.
The weight of a spider.
And that's where the giant spider.
Falling spiders not landing on their legs is not a good thing. If their abdomens bursts, they bleed to death.
Let's see here.
Well, I can test the trees to see if it is strong enough to take my weight, but if not, I can always stealthily crawl along the ground.
Well, and the thing is you said that you're going up the tree and testing the branches. I'm good with that. I just need, because of that action that you said, I need to find weight so I can right. Giant spider. So I know, so I can make my judgment. That's a large beast. Okay. I know how. All right, you'll get up the center of the tree. You'll go out. You'll find that you can displace your weight onto about 4 of the branches because of your size, and get out towards the edge of the pine branches and through there and peer
All right.
on out.
So how I got a 11, 12, 13, 16. I got a 16 on stealth. So how close do I get to the wizard by climbing this tree and moving along it?
Well, you're about 60 feet away from the wizard.
Okay.
Tristan,
So now
give me a perception check.
That's
To
gonna be
oppose that stealth.
a total of 6. I'm quite perceptive.
Okay.
since he's now 60 feet away, I'll shoot my web at him. Go web!
Okay.
He has
Roll the hit.
I have to roll to hit. Alright. I get a +5. Yay! 17, 18, 19, 20, 22 against armor class. Does that hit you, my prey?
Alright, let me see here.
No worries.
Let me see.
And he has to do a strength testing roll, I think.
I'm trying to find where you're able to shoot the web.
Under actions, under web reach, web reaction, 5 to 6 range weapon attack, +5 to hit, range 30 feet.
60 feet.
I hit a creature, and then the creature must take a DC strength check. Yep.
It's up here. I have.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Using...
Roll that hit again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but
can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, I'm getting notifications about connection issues here, so I might have to reboot every second, but I'll try to roll.
Okay, no, it's not for you to roll at the moment. It's for David because at 60 feet, it's disadvantage.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. And so I got a 15.
Okay. Does 15 hit your armor class, Tristan?
Yeah.
It hit you?
No
Okay.
worries. That's my arm is 10.
Oh, you're getting choppy. I think he's going to reset.
I'll try to reboot now before everything crashes. I'll try to reboot now before everything crashes because everything is falling apart.
We'll take 5 minutes, guys, for a bio break and let Robin reset, and I'll get myself a cup of coffee.
Yeah, okay.
I won't be able to eat the human later then. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
By the sounds of it, we're gonna have some druid to eat.
Well, all of you are in the portal.
True.
And you don't know your way back, so how can you know where I am? It's like, oh, you run away? Okay. You run away? You leave someone behind? Okay. I'll eat you. I backstab you, because I do that. I'm a drow.
And my character would probably be like, you eat them, I eat you. I'm hungry.
You don't know if I am or not, though. It's
true.
It's all out of game knowledge. You're in another dimension, in another realm somewhere.
Yeah, I'm thinking about him having my character just probably strip down and just feel the coldness against his scales.
I'm not evil. I'm just neutral. Neutral evil.
I don't even think I even came up with a decided. No, I didn't even decide on an alignment for my character yet. Well, I would say he's probably chaotic good. Because he does like using his powers to mess with people. But on the other hand, he does what he knows is right, or what is good. Ow. Oh, okay. Give me a second time to see what I got in the mail. Oh, yay, they came in. Alright, well, I have to say things are going pretty interestingly.
Well, there it is.
That's a word.
Yep.
Yeah, half of us are. I have no idea where. Probably almost freezing to death.
Howdy, how? Can you guys hear me now?
Yep. Hear you.
What's
Yep.
that?
Oh,
What's
cool.
that? I can't hear you.
It was really horrible because I'm using the D&D 5e wiki thing because I don't have my books at the moment, and I saw like, oh, this service doesn't respond to your request anymore. Everything was like falling apart, and the last thing was actually the voice, which was kind of lucky this time.
So did I?
Well, if you need a PDF of the 5e, just friend me on Facebook.
Oh, I have them. I made myself PDF since I own the books, but I mean I'm using the D&D wiki since it's easier to browse when you're gaming online. But thanks for the.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, what I did for what I do for my characters that use magic, I open up a Word document and copy and paste their spells just so I can have easy access to it, just so I don't have to open up the PDF, quickly scroll until I finally find it. I've actually found that to be extremely helpful the last few times I've played.
I do agree. It's a great thing to do, but I use OneNote instead since it synchronizes between all my devices. But it's the same thing.
So did I catch you in my web?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I have an AC of 10 without having any spells prepared.
Yeah.
Or cast.
So you're restrained.
Yeah.
On that. As far as that, so all of a sudden out from the western side of you comes this web, and it catches you unbeknownst, and you're right there. You're smelling the smell of the sulfur and brimstone. And now that you've gotten that close, Spider, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
All right. So she crawls down from the tree, like weaves her web down the tree.
Hold on, so throw me the Constitution saving throw.
Okay. All right. So that is concentration.
Not concentration, Constitution.
Oh, Constitution. Okay. So that is a 14.
All right, you're getting sick.
All right.
Your stomach is the insides. The smell of the sulfur has been so strong in the brimstone. It's really starting to bother you as far as that. Now, on that, if you have any concentration spells or abilities that are done by that, do a concentration check.
No,
if you have any of those up.
No, I don't have any
Okay.
concentration spells up.
All right, so you're coming down the tree.
Yeah, I sort of like come down the tree, walk over to the wizard, and I sort of like hiss at him, and I say, "Ah, hello there."
Will
I,
I be able to get any actions between me climbing up the tree, jumping down, casting spells?
You'll be able, yes, you'll be able to, with that, while he's climbing down the tree, you can try to break free of this, of the web by whatever means that you want to. Being restrained doesn't stop you from your arm movement. It's just that your movement speed is 0.
You read my brain. I was about to ask you about just that question. I'll wave my hands towards the spider, which I assume now I see, and I'll cast.
Coming down the tree like it is, yes.
And I'll cast sleep at a spider.
and I'm immune to sleep because I'm a fae. Oh, what a shame.
My character doesn't know that.
His character doesn't know that.
Oh, okay.
Don't make this a PvP. It's not meant that.
I know, but he won't.
You know how I feel. You know how I feel about PvP.
I know, but if he wishes to cast sleep, he can cast sleep.
Well,
Yeah,
he did.
I'll play my character. I doesn't play myself.
Yeah, he did. As far as that, so you see him go ahead and cast a spell. You're still coming. You coming on down the tree. That's 60 feet. You move 30, so he'll have another action. You see that the spider doesn't fall asleep.
I'll just assume I'm too weak to make it fall asleep.
Okay.
So I'll try to. A quick question. I was at the moment when I was cast the web at sitting on a horse. Did I fall off the horse? Or am I stuck to the horse?
I'd say the horse and you are stuck together. Let's put it that way.
Okay, then I'll try to free the horse, and myself, of course.
Okay.
That'll be a strength check of 12 then, to break free.
Yeah, I'm really good at strength, so that's going to be no problem.
No,
Actually, rolled a 10.
But actually, go ahead and roll a d20 for me for the horse, because the horse has its own strength.
Oh, I rolled a 10. For whichever you like. That's the first d10. D20 I rolled. Do you want me to roll another one for the horse?
Yes.
Okay, that's going to be a natural 20.
All right.
So it's either shitty or good with this die.
All right. So you're stuck to the saddle and the horse. The horse can can go ahead and break free, and with that, it's going to be somewhat scared and wanting to bolt. Now, at this juncture, what we'll have is the spider there within melee range. Not that I want melee, but what I'm saying is that 5 foot whatever range of you and the horse before the horse decides to bolt. For timeline purposes.
I would, if I'm able to speak in this condition, I would.
Yeah, you can
not knowing the horse very well, as I would just put on top on Fletcher's horse. I would just say, "Horse, go, run," and start like wiggling on top of it, trying to make it flee away.
And David, what's your intent? You're up there at that. Up there, you're hearing him say, "Horse, go." You see the situation with the web the way it is.
Okay, so I I move forward 30 feet towards the horse.
No, you're right there at 5 feet away from it.
Alright, so So is the horse moving now, or is it not moving?
No, right now. I'm just trying to get a feel for what your kind of intent to see whether or not we got to roll for a niche to see what happens first.
Alright, so I get my long legs type thing, and try to grab the human with my web. In other words, I shoot another web at the human on top of the horse and try to pull him off the horse.
All right.
I think you need to recharge your web.
Yes, there is a rechargeable web. But before we even get into that, what it will be is Tristan roll for Anish and David roll for Anish.
Okay.
This way we know what actions will go first.
Fine.
It's
I
gonna
got
be
I got a 10 plus my dex, so 10, 11, 12, 13. I got a 13.
I got an 8. No,
Oh.
8, I'm lying. I got a 5. I don't have any dex modifiers.
Okay. All right. So you're you're gonna what? Try to hit him with a web again?
Yeah, just gonna pull him. I'm gonna hit him with the web.
Roll me a d6.
Oh, okay, d6. All right. I got a 5.
Okay, you were able to recharge your web.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and shoot to hit.
All right.
With let's see here, 5 foot. 5 foot. It's a spell range, so with disadvantage.
Okay. All right, with a disadvantage. All right, so I got 2 15s.
Okay.
So that's plus my dex, so it's 15, 16, 17, 18.
Okay.
Against his armor class.
Yeah, and we know that will restrain him. That's what you're doing. And Tristan? What are you doing? And
I just wish to pull him off the horse. Really, just like and come
no,
over here.
you're spraying the web. That's your action.
All right.
I don't want to metagame this. Me myself, having kept tarantulas for like 10 plus years, I have quite a knowledge of spiders. Is there any role I could do with my character to see if I know if webbing is something flammable, or if spiders do not like fire?
A nature check, I'd say.
Oh, apparently, I do not know much about spiders, but I get a total of 10.
All right. Then you'll have minimal knowledge on this particular type of spider, anyways, because you've never seen it. It's unique. It's not like a household wolf spider or something. So it's like, man, I don't know.
But with a 10 knowledge, I maybe know that most creatures fear fire, at least.
Oh yeah, there's no problem because that's why you've went with that school, was and those spells that you have used in the past so consistently. So that's not a far stretch.
I'll cast Burning Hands at him then.
Okay.
And it's mostly to burn away the webbing, but of course I will try to scare away the spider as well.
Okay, and that's what I was going to ask. Where are you casting burning hands? Because let's see here. So we know what it is going to.
It's a touch. He has to touch.
Yeah, I know, but that's why I was asking whether or not.
Burning Hands is not a touch, David.
Whether you or the web, that's where.
Yeah, it's the cone. I'm casting in his general direction, like trying to hit the web. I'm.
And you'll be able to hit the web. It's all over you.
Yeah, what I imagine is like the spider is chasing me, so I try to turn around and cast the Burning Hands at the webbing and in general direction of the spider. Me being a good person, I'm not initially trying to kill it, but at least scare it away and getting rid of the webbing and maybe possible future webbings.
And that's fine. And roll your fire damage.
2 seconds. I think it's D6s, but I just need to look it up since I don't.
Yeah, it's 3d6.
Okay, yeah.
And that's in higher if you cast it at a higher level.
Fuck, I'm sorry, David. I rolled 2 6s and a 3. 15.
15? Okay. The webbing is gone. It catches a fire and burns up. You just before, because of the way that you laid it out on your description, out there just in front of the spider is the edge of the cone. It doesn't hit the spider, it just flares up with fire there. And with the fire going on, the horse is petrified and bolts and goes straight onto the shrine and altar, and the altar flares on up. You have the purple light, the smell of brimstone and sulfur, and you see the horse and rider disappear.
Oh well.
As far as that, so
She turns back.
As Tristan gets out to the other side, being now free and like finally free of the webbing, he bends over at the side of the horse, throwing up. He's not feeling too good.
well, and with that, the horse, and when you come through on the horse hits the snow and the ice that's there, and it couples down under. Its front legs slide and bend and falls.
This is going to be a nice scene.
Give me a Dex or Acrobatics to see what happens to Tristan.
A Dex or an Acrobatics. I rolled a 12. I don't think I have any modifiers to... No, I don't have any, so 12.
Okay. So as the horse goes down, you're thrown from the saddle. You're able to kick your feet out of the stirrup so you weren't pinned. Gentlemen, you're looking back at this, waiting for the rest of the party. Give me dex throws to see whether or not you get out of the way of this 1,200-pound saddle horse coming through and falling.
16.
All right.
Natural 20.
All right.
Total of 0.
Alright. So can I do something? Has he gone in?
Yeah, he's gone in, and
Alright.
if you guys on the other side got above 15 or above, you're able to get out of the way.
So she gets back to human form.
All right.
And then like gets out her bolt, her what is it? What weapon have I got on me? Her was it a crossbolt thing? What was it called? A hand crossbow or something like that?
Yeah. All right.
I think it's called that. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's like it's a light crossbow thing, and like she's gonna tie a bit of string to it and shoot it through the portal onto the stairs and see what happens. And she's gonna hold on to the rope.
All right. It goes skipping across the stones, and nothing happens.
Ah. All right. So she ties a bit of rope to a bit of rock on the ground, and then holds on and puts the rope around her waist, and then walks slowly forward to the actual temple and see what happens.
Okay. As soon as you step on to the stone platform, flooring, the brazier flies up like it's been explained in the past, with the purple flames with the green ore on it and the brimstone and sulfur, and you are vanished, and you are standing on snow and ice, looking in the horizon. It's definitely getting darker. It's about 7 o'clock now with all this going on in the evening, and
What about
you have a rope belt.
Ah, so it was cut off.
Yes.
Ah. Do I see the party members like Fletch in the arrest?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
And they see you.
Oh, hello everyone.
There you are.
I'm a bit confused. Are you a spider at this point?
No, I'm a drow. You didn't know I was a spider.
Oh, yeah, but you turned back again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said he turned back before.
Yeah, sorry, it was breaking up a bit for me.
Okay.
Well, Fletch will go over and make sure his horse is okay.
All right.
Pilot, I'm so sorry. I tried to stay out of the way of danger, but there's a spider attacking me, and I got webbed, and a horse got webbed, and I fire and sleep, and yeah, all kinds of shit, and I ended up here. I'm so sorry for letting you down.
You didn't let me down. Everyone was over here but you and the Dark Elf, so it makes just as much sense. You did a good job.
Be aware, there's a giant spider chasing me.
Oh, is there? Oh dear.
Well, if it comes over here, then we'll have to kill it.
We'll deal with it.
You see a rope around my waist. I tried to see if the rope could lead us back to the other dimension, but it seems my rope got cut off.
The horse has 4 points of damage. Its knees are scunned up fairly good. There's some blood running.
I'll actually get out a healer's kit and try to patch him up some, and I'll get my winter coat out and put it on because it's cold.
Yes, it is cold, and it's actually dropped 2 degrees since the time that Tiny and Fletch got there. As it gets darker, it seems like, and just simple common sense for the adventurers, they'll correlate. As it's getting darker, it's getting colder.
So does anyone have any magic? Anyone have any magic to tell where we're at?
Not really.
Apologize for breaking in the middle of conversation here. I think I'm on a bit on delay, but Tristan will do his best to assist you with aiding the horse. He is he has read a lot of books, but he has never healed a lot of things, so I don't know how much he can help you. But as soon as we get in here, assuming it's a bit darker than outside, he will light like a stick with his light cantrip.
Okay, where are you going to get the stick?
I'm sorry, I thought there was one on the ground. Well, then
there's it's ice and it's snow.
Sorry. I'll just cast a light spell on my crossbow, which I will pull up and load at this point, being kind of paranoid about giant spiders at the moment.
Okay.
Well, I walk forward 30 feet away from the light and see what I can see with my dark vision.
You see the snow blowing. You see the ice and the snow on the ground. You see the other party members, and you see in the distance some snow-covered mountains. It's not totally dark yet, but it's dark enough where I'm not going to penalize you with disadvantage.
Okay, so I say to Flinch, okay, Flinch, where to now? Since we are here, where should we go from here?
Charles, is there any signs of any kind of local life, like any plant life or anything? Or is it all just stone and ice?
It's all snow and ice.
Snow and ice.
Think of
Elsa.
Like up around Hudson Bay.
Okay. Well, it's getting near night. I guess we need to find some kind of shelter, maybe a cave of some kind, or...
But it's so cold here.
Yeah, we better find something or we're gonna freeze out here.
Yeah, we need to find some kind of shelter, and then we can start a fire and...
Yeah, everyone sees Tiny take off his cloak and another couple layers, and he's just standing there in what would be an equivalent to a long sleeve sweatshirt.
Well, I could perhaps help you, Flinch, since I am of the darkness and I can see beyond human sight. Maybe my vision can help us find such a place.
Okay.
And Iron's just, pulling his cloak closer around him, shivering. Yeah, the sooner we find something, the better.
Then I shall lead the way then. And she walks just about 30 feet in front of Flinch, so he can still see her. So he can still, see her with his little lamp or whatever he's got on him. And then she does a tracking or survival check to see if I can see anything.
Alright.
Arden will do his best to assist because he can see in the dark as well.
How far can you see?
Half elf, so about this. Not as much as a drow, but.
Oh, so you can see 60 feet. I can see up to 120 feet in darkness.
Yep.
I'm on mute, I'm sorry.
Right.
Hazan, remember that I have cast light, so you can extend that by 30 feet or something, your sight.
And here you can see
Awesome.
where you're basically located. Where the red dot is, or mess that I did up there, not a real good red dot, but let's see,
Oh,
red
wow.
circle.
So, for my survival, I got 25 max. Ray! My first ever 20 for today.
And what are you looking for?
I'm looking for a place where we could take shelter from the wind, from the cold and harsh winds.
You don't find one.
Oh.
Not from where you're standing.
Well, we're going to have to move towards the mountains then. I mean, if nothing else, if we can get our backs up against a mountain.
Yeah, anything
Maybe we may have to use snow and ice to build some kind of shelter and start a fire in the middle of it. I ain't no survivalist, but...
Hey, question. Could I use my frost breath to create like a something big enough for all of us to fit in, or does it not work like that?
I think that's an awful gray area because let me look and see. But I would lean to let that be workable. But let me just check and see on the frost.
In the meanwhile, Tristan is gonna look towards Tiny and Fletch and say, "Well, do you guys have any idea where we are? This turns from worse to even worse."
Yeah, I'm just hoping we're still, like, in the same universe we were.
I wish I could... I have no idea where we are, but I could always see if there's any traces of magic around here.
That's not a bad idea. And maybe if one of you cast... If worse comes to worse, I'm not suggesting this now, but if we can get near the mountains, maybe one of you casters can use some kind of fire spell to, like, almost create a cave for us. Like, if you can...
I'll happy to do anything, but I'll need about 10 minutes to finish my ritual here. I'll sit down. If you can watch my back, I'll see if I can detect anything when I'm done.
Sure.
Where the heck?
And Tristan sits down, like doing some mumbo jumbo and picking some stuff out of his, like the pouch he keeps his magic ingredients in, throwing it into the air, and completing the ritual in 10 minutes.
All right. So during those 10 minutes, something else there. Let me be a bigger prick. Why?
You a prick? Never. You're too nice.
You forgot the ice giants?
Yes. No, not yet. But while you're doing that spell, give me a concentration check on the ritual.
Oh, I'm so good at it. Oh, it's gonna be a magical 5 plus 2. It's gonna be 7.
Okay, you're having a hard time keeping concentration on it with the cold that's enwrapping you, and with explain to me how you're doing the ritual. Are you sitting on the snow and ice? Are you standing?
Unfortunately, he's sitting like down in the lotus position with his legs crossed straight on the ice and like trying to concentrate, throwing stuff up in the air, going into this meditational pose. And like after doing that for about 2 minutes, he's like, I'm sorry, Fletch, it's just too cold. I can't sit on the ground here.
And that's
okay.
And that's what I was taking that assumption, that leap of faith, that was kind of the way that you're doing it. But I wanted to validate.
Oh, I rolled a 5.
No, I meant about you sitting in the lotus position on the ice and like that. That's all. I didn't want to make that assumption.
Oh, okay.
That's all. And I'm still in Tiny. Robert. I'm still looking to see, but I think from what I'm seeing, looking under the silver dragon on the breath weapon.
Yeah, I just found the information for the cold breath weapon. It's a 15-foot cone.
Yeah,
Con saves for half and all that.
Yeah, but I'm looking under the silver dragon itself, which is a little different than that to get an idea. And it really, because I don't want to get too far off of some things, but yeah, you'll be able to take that 15-foot cone and we'll say a frost shelter, which will give a windbreak. To get your whole group plus the horse and whatnot, it'll take three charges, three breath weapons to make this huge frost igloo, basically. So, however, because you got to recharge it each time that you do it, so however long that it will take on that, and I believe it's a 5 to 6 on a D6 to recharge it.
No, it's every short rest.
For
Dragon.
For Dragonborn. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
so that would be like 3 hours. I think they'd freeze to death by then.
You might. You could build a wall. You could build a windbreak wall on the first one of we'll say 5 foot high and 10 foot long.
Okay.
As far as that, and that'll give you about your 15-foot area, more or less. And
well, I'm going to suggest we keep moving.
Okay.
At least towards the mountains, and save that as sort of a last resort. Plus, if we can get near a natural wall, it'll
save some time doing that.
It would save a lot of time, yeah.
I'm turning to Mr. Fletcher and I say, Mr. Fletcher, I know how to produce flames. I could try to melt a small cave for us to camp in, but we will have to make a campfire, and that could be somewhat dangerous depending on how high it's above us with ice.
I'm not sure about making a campfire because I'm not seeing a lot of brush around here, but I know I've got some torches. I could at least light a torch or two.
I have torches as well. I actually thought about using my torches as a campfire, but yeah, I'm. It could surprise you, but I am not the survivalist guy. I am the book guy. So whatever you think of, it's probably better than me.
Yeah, I'm sure we all have torches, but... And Arden looks up. I don't know how long we could use them if it snows heavier.
That's a good point, my friend.
I think we should really get moving. I mean, if we stay here, I don't see much hope for us. I think we should try, as Fetch said, to advance and find some better place where we can maybe set up a shelter, if not find one.
Yeah,
Wise words. I do agree.
keep moving, keep that heat up.
And okay, everybody but Tiny. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution.
24.
Okay, you're good.
Wow.
This
5.
Someone got 5?
Yeah, Oral got 5. I rolled a 3.
3? Okay. You have a level of exhaustion due to fighting your body fighting the cold.
And I got a 10.
You got a level of exhaustion because you're fighting the cold.
I got a 13.
You have a level of exhaustion because you're fighting the cold.
Awesome.
And
Anybody that got below 15, you got 1 level of exhaustion, and it's fighting well, it doesn't matter with Ty anyways, because he would have had a modifier, but he rolled high enough because he has a winter coat on, and that he picked up off his horse. So
Arden just has a cloak.
So you guys just keep that in mind. 1 level exhaustion. The Tiny doesn't have it because right now he's able to forestay some of the cold effects because of that silver dragon blood that's in him.
I gave the horse a roll. He got a natural 20.
All right, then he seems to be holding up all right on that. So.
Tiny looks over to the horse and says, "Are you sure the horse is in part silver dragon?"
I don't think so.
Tristan looks over at Tiny and say, "Are you guys dealing with that? How would a horse be half silver dragon?"
Shit. All right, so what are y'all doing?
What Tiny's going to do, he's going to, with his cloak that he was wearing earlier, he tosses it onto one of the other folks to warm them up a little.
Okay.
And
I'll need to know who.
Okay, let's see. Just because the drow, he doesn't know too much about that drow, he will give it to our little rogue-ish person here.
A roguish person.
Yeah, Hassan's character.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Arden.
Yeah.
Arden, I guess you have an extra cloak, so you'll warm up after a bit. That's over on top of your other work like a jacket, and for the meantime, you can take that level of exhaustion off you at this point.
Yeah, thank you. Arden says, smiling slightly.
And Tiny nods and says, we should get going and find something more suitable.
Alrighty. So you saw on the map where you guys were located. You notice, you know that there's there it is, that you got tall snow-covered mountains ahead of you. You have rolling snow hills around you right at the moment, along with ice. What are you guys doing? You moving forward into the mountains, or
Sorry, Charles, are we in an open landscape?
you're basically you're kind of in an open landscape. You got rolling snow hills.
Ah, okay, then I misunderstood. I thought we were in a cave earlier. Then I apologize
No.
for my suggestion to just melt the cave in the side of the. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll most likely just walk after Fletch while I turn Tangle, trying to keep the warm up, being very cold.
Okay. Alrighty. What's the rest of the party doing?
Yeah, we're pushing forward, trying to reach, I guess, yeah, in the direction of those mountains, trying to find some cover.
Okay, and so Our Lady Drow is guiding the party. So
Yes.
give me a perception check, a survival check rather, and a perception check.
Alright. Okay, so right, for her survival I got 17 for survival and 15 for perception.
All right, and you guys have been moving out for about 2 hours. You're coming close to this one mountain, and on the lower side, and you haven't seen any tracks as far as that. You come, but off onto your northeast side, up kind of ahead of you, you think you see a possible cave or outcropping about 300 feet away.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to suggest we head towards that.
I do agree. At this point, is it dark now, Charles?
It will be dark definitely before you get there. You're going to have, it was about 7:30 when you got done with the ritual and got the cloak around Arden and got everybody up and started moving. So we'll say it's about 9:30 at night. It's a fairly clear night. You can see the stars and the moon. The moon is a thumbnail moon.
Tristan will, instead of casting the light spell this time, light a torch, and every time we hold up to do whatever, as I assume we have to do sometimes, being quite a lot of people traveling together, he will try to warm his hand on the flames and offer it to anyone close to him to get some warmth.
All right, and the rest of you?
Fletch is just marching forward. He'll have one arm wrapped around the horse, keeping himself warm with the horse and helping the horse keep warm with him.
Okay. Tiny's out there snow bathing. Oral and Arden and David. I have a hard time with your character's name there to remember. It's such a...
Just call it Shan.
Shan.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? I know, in context with where we at the moment.
Oral is just trying to wrap himself as best as he can in his cape, but clearly shivering because he's not used to this call coming from a lot more of a southern guy. So just trying to not keep advancing, just looking forward to that crop and hoping there will be an assaulter there.
All right. And Arden.
Yeah, no, Arden's holding both his cloaks around him as close as he can. He's not very focused right now, to be fairly honest. The cold got to him a bit earlier, and he is doing his best to keep warm.
Okay. And Chen?
Yeah, she just keeps making sure the party is close and keeps heading towards the cave where we need to go.
All right. You'll make it to you guys will make it to the cave. As far as that, it's over on the lower part at the base of the mountain. It will be. Let's see here. I'll pull this on up, and you guys. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's share this here. Boom, boom. And you guys will, and I'll make the, let's see here. Since you're needing such warmth, a nice orange will be so nice to you. You guys will be right on over here where you see this cave-like area where the orange is. Y'all see it?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think Tristan will be the first to notice, but as soon as he sees it, he will point it out to those who isn't clearly looking in that direction and say, maybe we should head over there. It seems to be like a warmer place.
And Arden, Arden looks up when Tristan says that, and you see his eyes widen. That would be best.
Okay, you guys head to the cave, and you get to the mouth of the cave. You see that it's about a 40-foot tall, 30-foot wide cave entrance there. It's pretty dark inside for the most part, unless your night vision will allow you the 60 to 120 foot, depending upon subrace, and your torches that you have lit will show the normal 20 to 30 foot vision that you can see inside.
Once,
go ahead, Ty, please.
I was going to say, once we're out of the wind, and we had a torch lit and a light spell at some point, so I'm guessing we can at least see our immediate area.
Oh, yeah.
Fletch will look around at the others, and we don't have our cart with us now, obvious, which I guess was being pulled by a mule or something, so its fate is uncertain. But he'll look at everybody else and say, I don't guess the rest of you thought to bring, like, food and water with you.
I can probably find some fruit, and because as part of my Outlands background, I don't know, it's not part of my Outlands background. Sorry, I think it's something else. Sorry, no, I could probably do some good berries. Cost good berries.
I have some rations.
Okay.
And Tiny starts laughing, and as he opens his bag and pulls out a couple bags full of meat.
Fletch has plenty of rations for himself, but he was wondering if he would have to split it up. And what kind of meat is that, by the way?
You hear everyone hears Tiny saying, "I don't eat vegetables. I'm a meatitarian."
Well, I
Vegetables
do agree with you, sir. Meat is preferred. You need less. It tastes better, and yeah, as long as I don't have to slaughter it, I'm all in.
I just want to make sure that's not like halfling you've got in your bag there.
He's like, "No, well, you just so happen to say," and he reaches in his bag and pulls out a small bag. Bastard tried to kill me.
I'll stick to my rations, but at least you're eating.
Tristan is scratching his head and bringing up like a really boring looking ration from his backpack, being like mostly dry food, starting eating it while he looks over there. You can see that he's really wondering, is that meat actually halfling or is it not? I don't know if I want to know, and he's eating his dry ration.
So is the moon out?
Yeah, I said there was a thumbnail moon. But as you go into the cave and get settled, once you get in past the entrance of the cave entrance by 10 feet, you don't feel the wind howling. You may hear it, and it seems like it's picking on up. And you'll notice that it's cold, but that torch that you have seems to be heating up the place fairly well in comparison to what you were feeling outside.
All right, cool. Let me see. Okay, so I sort of like get out my druid pot, my little wooden bowl, and I look around for like a beetle or a sort of mouse or something in this cave.
You don't find anything.
All right. So
you see like the permafrost that's on the rock walls.
Is there any chalk or anything like that?
Any what?
Any chalk like on the wall, like?
Oh no, just the permafrost, the frost there, and as the area around the torch starts warming it up a little bit, you see it kind of spider web a little bit with the cracks and whatnot, but you still see the frost onto all that stone.
All right. So I just I prick my finger and drop a little blood into this little wooden bowl of mine, and start mixing it up with some dust. And I go outside to the moonlight, outside to the moon, to look up to the moonlight, and I speak in Druidish, and I say, Elsia, my moon goddess, shine your light upon me on this glorious night. And that is what she does. And she draws a giant sort of circle around her, and puts the offering on the circle, and and puts her fingers into the pot and marks her face with her own blood, and sort of pray and praises her goddess, the moon goddess. Take me back to your homeland. You have promised me that you will take me there one day, Almighty Goddess Lercia.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
And a question, Charles. Would we be able to notice her leaving us as we're quite cuddled up into this little cave?
I would say that it would be highly visible under circumstances, since she didn't say she was going to stealth off, or such, that she just more or less, in general, just went outside.
Sorry for interrupting, but at this moment, what is Tiny doing? If Tiny's not doing anything interesting, I think Tristan would follow the drow, as those are the most interesting characters to him at this point, being completely unknown to him.
Tiny is just sitting there. He has, for some odd reason, he has like 6 quarterstaffs. You see him just picking them up, breaking them, some of them into smaller chunks, and making like what seems to be like a little fire or a little stack of wood in the middle of the cave, and then he closes his eyes, and his hand starts smoking a little, and he casts Firebolt on the pile of wood to create a little bonfire.
Okay. Yeah, you got a nice fire there. It's definitely comfortable for you guys to be around there. In fact, the horse kind of muzzles around and wants to get in somewhat close to it at the same token. And back to Chin. Chin, you feel like your prayers went through like you would expect them to. You didn't mess anything up because of the cold and the chattering and the ill effects of the cold. That is what the Constitution check was all about. So,
being that Tristan already knows Firebolt, I don't think he would find what Tiny did was very interesting, except that he broke up his quarterstaff, which as a player found very funny. But I think he would follow after the Drow. Would he be able to see this kind of rituals he was doing?
Yes,
well, you would be able to see aspects of it unless you got, you know what I'm saying, because you're looking from behind.
Yeah, of course. And I'm carrying a torch, so if she's looking behind, she would see me as well.
Yeah, but it's from that perspective, what you'll see is going to be somewhat limited unless you walk around and really get where you're sitting or standing beside her.
Okay. Would I be able to make anything out of it?
She's speaking in Elvish, so do you speak Elvish?
I speak Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Giant, Gnomish, Halfling, and Orc.
Yeah, I know you're our linguist.
Yeah, correct.
Go ahead.
I'm speaking in Druidic.
Oh, that's right. You did say that. So
yes.
Okay.
Druidic is a sacred language. No one can. It's
how long would that take you to do the ritual?
What the actual physical ritual, like drawing it, probably like, I don't know, about 20-30 minutes.
Okay, because then as soon as I saw you do that, starting speaking this language I didn't know, I would do the ritual to cast Detect Language.
Okay.
If of course Charles allows it. I mean.
Well, I'll allow it, but I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from you too.
Oh, I'm really good at that.
Because you're out there along with them.
I rolled a 14, so 16 actually.
Oh, all right. Then you're good. Then no problems with that. The DC is 15 that I'm using on that. A medium DC.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you hear me like speaking in language like of the Druids, which is Drutonic, it's called, which is part of the racial, which is part of the class feature that I get.
Yep.
It's not a physical language that you can actually learn or write. But
actually, yes, you can.
Oh, can you?
In 5e, you can.
All right, but yeah. So you can hear her say she's praying to the god of Elspis. I can't even pronounce her name. Estla. Eillistraee, Asla, the moon goddess of my people.
Okay.
I'll put it in the chat. There you go.
Yeah, that's fine. What to say? The reason Tristan is following you because he has never seen a drow before, and he finds it very interesting to learn new things. And I guess when you start speaking a language he doesn't know, he's quite like he has studied languages. That's his thing beside magic. When you speak a new language, he will get very interested, and he will cast a Detect Language spell, try to determine what kind of language you're speaking, and if he's able to understand, he will try to understand what you're actually doing. What is this kind of ritual you're doing? Is it like a praying to your god, or is it
Yeah.
trying to make it warmer, colder, whatever? That's kind of thing. But he
Oh.
won't like judge you on it unless it's an evil act or a good act.
No, all you see me doing is drawing like a giant circle of the moon on the floor, like with my finger, and then I get into the middle of it, and then and you see me holding my little wooden bowl, which is my druid craft from my backpack, and then you see me dip my fingers into it, and you see like this like grit and blood over it, and then I put it on, I smudge it over my cheeks, and like I'm sort of praying to the light of the moon.
Okay, and
So you're doing some kind of blood ritual then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
Tristan will take a note of that. In his book, blood rituals are not a good thing. So he will like write it down if he's able to. I mean, he's not trying to cover himself. He's having a torch and everything. He will walk back to the rest of the guys before you're done if he's able to.
Okay, Fletch, Tiny, Oral, and Arden, what are you guys doing?
Staying warm.
All right.
Huddling up with the horse next to the fire.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Tiny's taking some of that pork that he has in his bag and just is slowly roasting it on the fire.
Okay.
So pretty much right now the cavern smells like bacon.
Okay. So since we're at this point right now, and we're about 16 minutes over the project, 17 minutes over, it's a good place to stop. As far as that, you're almost there. Didn't get as far as I was hoping, but it is what it is. As far as that, so if there's any outros that you guys would like to do, because today I kind of got one, but I'll wait for mine at the end.
The Dark Queen shall rise and claim your souls.
Hey, this is supposed to be good alignment, the non-evil alignments. The Dark Queen, she's pretty evil.
No, she's not.
Not to everyone.
All right.
She's just misunderstood.
Yeah, she's misunderstood. But there you go.
There, Fletch.
Well, the Dark Queen I'm talking about is Lufia.
I know who you're talking about.
Well.
But yeah, that's cute. How about you, Javier? Anything? Okay, I think he may have. Did we lose Javier?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Totally muted.
Any parting statements, wishes outside of a big burning bonfire with all kinds of warm blankets?
No, not really.
Okay, and Tiny.
Well, as Tiny's roasting this really yummy smelling pork over the fire, he looks around at everyone. Anyone got any pie, please?
Alrighty. And Tristan, any outro?
No, nothing specific. He's heading back to the rest of the guys, trying to stay warm. Looking over at Fletch for any advice. He sees him as the ultimate adventurer at this time, so trying to just tag along and survive.
Okay. And Mighty Fletch.
No, Fletch doesn't have any intro. He just feels sorry for anybody who looks up to him as a mighty adventurer.
A question though: did we get 1 XP today or not
You
today?
will. This will be considered a completion. You survived some of the weather. You made you made it through the portal, and due to a nice twist between dice rolls and PC action that I wasn't planning on, Fletch. Averted combat, which is actually an experience gaining aspect,
I knew that box would come in handy somehow.
and such. So yeah, you get 1 XP that you can add to your character, and if it levels you on up, and either Sunday or Monday I'll update the roster and like that. Robert, I'll probably need the information from you, but we can hook that up later.
Okay.
The outro that I'm going to have is, I haven't done it in a while. I want to say thank you to some entities that have been very helpful in this, and we have a new entity that's doing something I think is going to be very grand for the guild when it's done and accomplished. But first of all, I want to thank the OSG, because from there we've actually gathered everybody up and like that, and it's been a springboard for the guild and for these adventures. The other is I want to thank Fantastic Dimensions for Ian and his support on this and bringing it together. Even though he hasn't been overly active, he still takes an active role behind the scenes on things when we're talking and like that. So he is definitely a moving part of this that stays engaged. The other is Drop Dice. He's done a wonderful job on helping us with the map of Illumina. And there again, we always have to say thank you to Nerdarchy, especially David for the Draconic Flu. As far as that, it is a fun piece that will always have a place in the world of AIREWOOD. And Infinite, what is it? Infinite Roleplay, I believe, is who I'm going to give the additional shout out to here with Nathan. Yeah, let me close that there. And he is doing a revised map for us that I love his work, and he's doing an excellent piece for us. So when he gets done with that, I am definitely looking forward to seeing this new map. It's still going to have all the aspects of what we have in our map today, and we're going to try to run both of them as far as that. But here again, like with the Bill's character, who is the guild's map maker and stuff, this will add a little bit of flavor for him to add in and join in and be able to kind of feel like there's progression on that aspect that he chose as being a map maker and the creator and trademarker for "You Are Here," as he liked to put out earlier in his early one. So wanted to just say thanks to them and any of the others that will come across our way where they assist the guild in making this a positive event for all the players and the DMs, and for the viewers that that we've had 2 of them pretty much off and on. I want to say thank you for investing their time. I want to say thank you to the players here investing your time, and for all the viewers that will watch us later on, thank you for investing your time in sharing our story and stories, letting us share them with you and like that. So at this time, I'll stop the broadcast.